We are live. We are live. We are live. It's Friday night here in the Philippines. How is everybody? Oh, let me get Minnie's reading glasses on. That might make things a little bit easier for me to see. And I've also got this. This comes in handy. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me bring up the chat here. Pardon my finger. Pardon me while my fingers get in the way. Let me go to the comment section, see who all is here, and let me go through the list here. I'm going through the list. I'm checking it twice. We got a whole bunch of folks. Charmaine is here. Lorraine Pajaras is here. We have Anime Reyes. Manolin Reyes is here. Charmaine, let's see. 10 million people in the house looking to make some money tonight. We're going to be giving away 600 pesos tonight at 200 pesos a throw. So you want to hang around for that. Well, of course, we're going to be doing it during different times during the stream. Crystal's Adventure is here. Hi, Crystals. How are you? Good evening. Good evening. We have Nanang, sexy. Sharing it out. Let me give you a jacket here so you don't get cold. Standard moderation. Everything in moderation, right? Okay, so you should be taken care of. Lazy Larry Lee is here. Rider Adventures in the house. Letty Me, how you be? Mawelma is here. What's on the menu tonight, Mawelma? Yanarine Sai is here. Who else? Who else? Who else? Oh, Miro. Adisla, I hope I said that okay, is here. And then, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, I want to wish a happy birthday to Des. She's probably out celebrating her birthday still, going crazy, throwing back a few liters, right? A little coconut wine never hurt anybody, right? But don't drink coconut wine until it's time and stop whining. Am I right about that? Don't whine if you're drinking the wine. Oh my gosh, you guys should see my setup. It's so crazy. Rider Ventures here. Miro is here. I said hello, hello. Larice Jusse. It's another day. And G is here. Mark in the house. I would have to say that's Crystal's other half, right? I didn't say better half. I did not say better half, Mark. How is everybody? 13 million people in the house so far. Hey, so I gotta tell you something. I got an email a couple hours ago. You know, it's a very sad thing, but I want to share a story with you a little bit about a friend of mine who passed away on. I just found out about it. He passed away on July 10th. He's a former co-worker. Passed away at the age of 59 years in Vietnam. He was a naturalized U.S. citizen from Vietnam who had immigrated to the United States when he was just a small child. And thank you, Nicole, for tagging me. Nicole Farr is here. And I want to tell you this story because it's interesting, you know, because he knew that Mammy and I were going to be moving to to the Philippines from the United States. And, you know, he was a supervisor where I worked. We used to get together a few times. Happy birthday, Des. Good evening. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. You're having a wonderful birthday. Throw back a couple of San Miguel's for me on my behalf. And I want to tell the story to honor him. His name Bao. And Brother Manuel Soriano is here in the house, and we're going to be visiting Manuel pretty soon. Maris is here. 17 million people in the house, and we're off to a very good start. You're welcome. You're welcome, Des. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Hey, so I want to tell you this story. So we used to talk about this all the time, and one thing that he confided in me, which is what he confided was that he got into a paperwork snafu when he was a little kid. You know how immigration goes, right? And he had lost all his entry forms, all this other stuff, partly because he was a baby. He was a small child when he came to the United States. And so right around, I would say 3 or 4 years ago, he told me, Dan, I'm going to get that all straightened out because there's, my dream is to go back to Vietnam, where I'm from, and go visit, and learn a little bit about my heritage. And that is my dream. That's the one thing that I'd like to do before I die. And I hadn't been talking to him recently, but it kind of shocked me, to get the email that he had died. So here's what happens. He did realize his dream. He did realize his dream of returning to his home country, and he did realize his dream, from what I understand, of visiting the place where him and his family were from originally. But unfortunately, on his return back, they were heading back to the airport in Vietnam, and he had a heart attack in the car on the way back. He had planned to be back at work by Monday. We're talking about this coming Monday. And unfortunately, he had a heart attack and he passed away prior to or during the journey back from Vietnam to the airport. He had planned on being on work on Monday. And so it really saddened me, to learn about his death, because I knew he had a dream to do that. And it also reminds me that no one is guaranteed tomorrow. And so you got to get all the stuff out of the way that you want to do today, because there may not be another tomorrow. As a matter of fact, in my culture, we don't really believe in tomorrows, because when it's tomorrow, it's today. That's a very interesting coinkydink in a way. Tox is here. Hi, Tox. Because, see, Minnie and I, we're planning our next exciting adventure. And so I don't know if you guys have been over to Wild Travel, but if you go over to Wild Travel and you get a good representative or agent, they pretty much will put together a roadmap of what you're trying to accomplish. And that roadmap is complicated, but it gives you a starting off place. So we wanted to visit several different countries, and we want to do videos and bring you along in these travels. And the first stop was going to be Da Nang, and so we're trying to set up. Hey, Mike Married is here. Mike married to a beautiful woman. Good evening. Dan and his amazing, beautiful wife, Minnie. And anyway, we're planning the trip to Da Nang. We were only gonna stay there for maybe a week in Da Nang, and then we were looking for direct flights. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go Manila, Da Nang, and Cebu Pacific, I believe, right now has the only direct flight, 2 hours and 45 minutes, I think, from Manila to Da Nang, Vietnam. And all I wanted to do for a week is I wanted to visit the famous bridge. The famous bridge with the hand? That it's got the hand as one of the pillars, right? Or the pillar holding up the bridge. I wanted to go there in both the daytime and at night to see what it was all about. You probably can't cross in the daytime. You got cars and traffic going over there, right? You certainly can do it at night when the whole thing is lit up. And so that's one of the dreams that's on the bucket list. And you guys can probably, Dale, you probably can help make the decision on this. You guys have to tell us what to do, right? Because it is not an inexpensive adventure. I would say it's not an expensive one either. It's somewhere in the middle. When you live here in Asia, it's kind of easy to get from point A and point B, right, Sam? It's kind of easy to just jump on a plane. Well, not necessarily easy, but I mean, I'm talking in terms of distance. And so anyway, Sam, so here's what the plan is. Manila to Da Nang, and I'll do something like I'll fly one of those lanterns or something in honor of my friend who unexpectedly passed away at the age of 59. Bao, may you rest in peace. And we had a lot of good conversations about travel. And I'm so happy that he got the opportunity to get this to get this done, where he wanted to visit his home country before he passed away, where his dreams and his wishes came true before his untimely death. But it reminds me, yeah, we got to get this stuff done, right? We gotta go get this done. And so here's the plan. Here's the plan, Mike married. The plan is to go Manila to Da Nang, Da Nang to Siem Reap, Cambodia, and then Siem Reap to Bangkok, and then Bangkok back to the United States, or back to Manila. It probably has to be back to Manila, because we don't have all the details worked out for returning back to the United States. And usually we would go in November every year. But I think that being that November 5th is an election cycle where they're going to be electing a president, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to wait another month or two beyond November, maybe December, January. I'm not really sure. Mike, what do you think about that? Do you think it would be prudent to wait till after November 5th to return back to the United States? Or the other thing would be to go in October and get in and get out. What's your idea behind that? And the reason why this all has to be set up and paid for is because you have to have your exit ticket from each location that you travel to. Customs or immigration wants to see that exit ticket. They don't ask for it all the time, but if they ask for it and you don't have it, then they're going to be asking you a lot of questions about how long are you going to stay in the country and when are you going to be leaving. We hope it's within the time frame of your visa. So here's how it goes. Minnie is going to have an easier time of this than I am. And let's see. Good evening to fabulously beautiful Crystals, mother of 12 children and one-legged chicken named Hop, or Hopalong. Go along with her guapo husband, Mark. Work together for the good of the family. And that's the way it should be, doggone it. That's the way it should be, right, Nanang? All right. So, Press, are you guys still hanging with me on this whole subject? Are you guys still hanging, or am I losing you? All right, so now I think that it's like I said, it's in the middle, right? But all these tickets have to be paid for, and so we have to make a decision how we're going to do this before we leave, right? It has to be bought and paid for, all the tickets. Minnie has an easier time with this because as a dual U.S. Filipino citizen, she does not have to apply for entry visas in any of the places we're visiting because she's going to be traveling on a Filipino passport, which is a stroke of genius. I thought about it a long time ago. That's why I push really hard. We got to get this dual citizenship paperwork all done, because, you're entitled to Social Security from your own country. You're entitled to PhilHealth. You're entitled to visa-free travel in certain countries. All these things are important when you're married to a Filipina, and also equally important is it benefits myself also because I get to enter the country on a Balikbayan privilege. But we know all these things are moving parts. They change. We don't know if these things are going to last forever. We don't know when they're going to last. So the question, I guess, is there's other ways to do it. In other words, before I go and I spend all this money, let's see, how much money are we talking about here per person? Okay, so we're talking about roughly 36,000 pesos per person, which is not that bad, So 36,000 pesos, this is not including the trip to the United States. This is the Asia part of the journey. And the United States tickets are all over the place right now. They can go from a low of $800 all the way per person, all the way up to the sky's the limit. Average fare probably for Philippine Airlines for nonstop service from Manila is somewhere around 1,200 American dollars, or what is that? What is that, Mike? 60,000 pesos, something like that. So anyway, that's where we're at with this. So you see, it has to be done within the next couple of days, bought and paid for, because we're heading out, and I want to do business with these folks over at Wild Travel, over at the Ayala. What's it called? It's not Ayala. Yes, Ayala. Not Ayala Center Mall, but Ayala Central Block. I get them all confused. They're up there on the third floor of Ayala Central Block. All right, so all this stuff has to be paid for, which means we have to make a bank run and get some money over here so we can go ahead and pay for this trip. The other way that it could be done is going Manila to Bangkok, and then spending a couple of months with my friends there, with our friends, and then deciding with them. I'm trying to get them to go with us. There's interest there. There's interest there to grab 2 or 3 folks and head over to Siem Reap, and then we may put off the Da Nang trip until another time, and then decide, and then come back to Manila, and then decide, are we going to go, or we're going to fly back to the States? Because we could slide in and out of there in October. What would you do, Mike? I'm curious. What would you do? Do you have any thoughts on this? Obviously, the whole, election thing is bothering me a little bit. Why has Crystal lost power, bad weather, or hop shorted out of power? You're in the dark, Crystals? I didn't know that. All right, let me get a drink of water before I go on. Anyway, talks, the decision has to be made soon. Larice. Hey, Larice, did you see I signed up? I signed up on your site again. So we're once again married at the hip. All right. So what's my level? Glazed donut level? Is that where I'm at? Larice, is that what my my level is? Glazed donut? Listen, Larice, there are a lot of jokes there. I'm sure you were cracking up when you were setting this whole thing up. So, Dale, Larice has quite the sense of humor. Most of the people in here, it's a very dry sense of humor, very similar to mine. Yeah, somebody turn the lights on. As a matter of fact, I'm losing my lighting right now. The sun's starting to go down, and it'll be dark soon. And we're gonna be doing a video. I don't know if I'm actually, Mengay is here. I'm not sure, Mengay, that I'm actually, Brother Ramses is here. I'm not sure that I'm actually going to be filming any of this, but I have thought about it. But it would put me in the category of bottom feeder, and that is that I was gonna go. Minnie and I were meeting some friends over at Mango, and we're gonna. And Mango's such an interesting place to be, especially on a Friday night in the Philippines. Yeah, and so there was a burnt power line. Well, that's better than them doing a capacity shutdown, right? Nah, it really doesn't matter, probably. It's better if they just, it would have been better from the perspective that all they have to do is trigger a switch and turn the power back on. 19 million people in the house, and of course we're going to be drawn for the first winner. And I'll be going over the rules again, even though every one of you should know the rules by now, right? Maris, to win the money. I got the number generator here. Mammy loaned me her phone, so I got it. I got the random number generator up here, and I got 3 phones working. You should see this unique studio. All right, so here's the other thing I want to talk about. Let's go. You guys send me your thoughts on how I should be doing this trip and when I should be going back to the United States. They have an election happening for President of the USA on November 5th. And I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm kind of thinking that, that I probably should be in a safe place on that day. I'm just thinking, why push it, right? Why push it? Why take chances, about showing up on November 5th in November in the States or afterwards that month? It would have been towards the end of the month. But why put myself in a position to to go there when I don't have to? I could go earlier or I could go later, and I'm kind of compelled to go later. And if it's later, it would have to be after December, because December is high tourist season, right? It's when all the Filipinos are coming back to visit their families during Christmas. And they stay for a month or two, and that drives the price of the airline tickets up. So I probably would have to wait until as long as April or May of next year. And my mom ain't getting any younger. As a matter of fact, she just celebrated her 88th birthday, and I'm ashamed to say that I forgot to wish her a happy birthday. I'm so ashamed. But now I've got it. Now I know the date, the time. I have it in my phone. So, I'm low tech, but I'm getting all this stuff. Well, I'm voting, Mike. I haven't decided whether I'm going to show up or not, but I can vote absentee ballot. I vote, it's probably too much information, but I could vote absentee ballot, and I've been voting absentee ballot for the past 10 years. So have I decided on whether I'm going to vote or not? And this is a tricky one and very personal. So I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided because, a lot of us, on the Democratic ticket, we don't know, we're confused. We keep reading conflicting information. It's kind of not an easy thing, to decide what to do here. We have to wait and watch to see if something else is going to play out, right? See what's going to happen the next few weeks will be the decision, We'll make it in the next few weeks. What says fake ballot? Oh yeah, nothing says fake ballot. Nothing says hanging Chad like Florida, right, Mike? a little election there humor. My dad always said, if you do not vote, you have no right to complain. Yeah, and I probably will stop complaining for sure. That will be the end of that, Larry. You might guess by that remark which direction I'm leaning right now. I'm terrified of this election cycle. All right, or I could vote. I could cast my vote for other offices. We're going to have to wait and see. But I won't be making that decision for several more weeks. We have until November, November 5th. And so we'll have to wait and see. But, anyway, I'll tell you what I decided after the fact, or I may not. All right, so let's move on. 21 million people. Let me tell you another story, if you will. So I lost a good friend, Bao. May he rest in peace. Had a heart attack at age 59. He was in pretty good shape. I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. And, I don't know what to make of it. It saddens me. Okay, so let's go over something else. Something else happened. Let's say I haven't been feeling that well. It may be because I've been eating too much. It may be because it may very well be the reason is because I have an ulcer or I have a hernia. I have something going on, right? And I'm going to have to take care of this when we're in Manila some kind of way. But it comes on. I'm going to explain what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is. It comes on as sort of mimicking indigestion, and that's what worries me a little bit, right? And what has relieved it, is simply taking and chewing on some sodium bicarbonate. Have you guys seen a box like this before? Okay, so now in the States we have this. Oh, I messed up my light when I showed you that. I need to go back like this a little bit. Sodium bicarbonate is Tums. Have you seen? I'm not sure in the Philippines you have Tums. And the reason why I'm not sure is because I've been to Watson's and all over the place, 360 Pharmacy, Generica, and I've been everywhere looking for Tums. They go, no, sir, we have the sodium alginate, sodium bicarbonate. This is the stuff right here. And it is. What you need is in this box. Right? And then it does a whole bunch of different things. You know, it relieves, you know, the pains and mostly due to gas. You know, they're gastric issues, right? I just start to bloat, right? I start to bloat and float like a big balloon. So anyway, last night, Minnie went out and she got me these and they were expensive. She ran out about midnight. She went to the 24-hour pharmacy. She came back with these. And of course, I'm looking a little perplexed. Minnie, where are the Tums? Tums? They don't know anything about Tums. I said Tums, they just were like birds on a fence. Huh? They were like birds on a wire. They didn't know what to Tums. Okay, so Tums, huh? So anyway, I chewed on one of these. Right, but they're expensive. So this box is 200 pesos. This box of 10. No, 8 chewable tablets. Correction, 8 chewable tablets, 200 pesos. Now that's pretty expensive when Tums are only something like, I don't know, 50 cents or a quarter for, you know, what is that? Less than $1 for a roll of these Tox, something like that. So, Tox, I've been thinking about you today. I'm not sure exactly why. All day, you know, I'm thinking about Tox. I wonder how Tox is doing. How are you doing, Tox? Yeah, they're very expensive, Tox. That's what I'm saying, you know, but it did the job. It relieved the pressure and the gas or whatever it was, you know, burps and the rest. I don't want to bore you with my bodily functions, but it took care of business and I was able to go to sleep and I didn't have the pain or suffering. I did have some weird dreams last night, but okay, it's very expensive. But now, oh, okay, so I thought this to be a teaching moment, right? I thought that this would make a good teaching moment. Mike is saying you should not use over the counter every year hiding the issues. Yeah, you know, and that's, of course, I've thought of that, Mike. You and I are like thinkers to that kind of stuff. And of course, you know, we're thinking, you know, oh, it could be something real serious, you know, especially after my friend Bao just fell over a couple of days ago and passed away from a heart attack. Things mimic things, you know, and so this is the reason why. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, really, Des? No kidding. Sangobion, yeah, Sangobion is 30 each. Yeah, and it's crazy. It shouldn't be that expensive. So this is a teaching moment. All right. So Mike, I apologize. Let me know if you don't think this is right, that I show them this. This here, right, in case you don't know, baking soda is, the main ingredient in here is calcium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. And you mix this with water and you drink it. Tums are expensive in the West, about $2.50 a roll. Oh, I stand corrected. So Tums are also expensive. Another reason why you go to this box, let's see, 250 grams, which is the equivalent of 8.8. So Minnie and I were walking around. I go, oh, you know, we need to find some baking soda, and that way we don't have to buy these. All right. And she goes, what? How does that work? Well, this is sodium bicarbonate right here. This was 13 pesos. 13. You get it in the baking section of the store. Prince Mall or wherever you're going to go, right? I think we were in SM supermarket. You know, you can get it probably anywhere. Metro. This right here. Filipino Raquel is here. Minnie Snow is here. Charmaine hanging in there with us. This, 200 pesos from the pharmacy. This, 13 pesos. This, 8 chewable tablets. This, 8.8 ounces or 250 grams, which is going to go a long way. So this will give me, you mix this in water, these you chew. Mix in water, these you chew. All right. So you go buy this when you have an upset stomach. If you have those symptoms that require this, you try this first because it's not going to hurt you. You can try this first. If it doesn't relieve what's going on with you, you go to the doctor and you have the doctor check you out, right? Let's see. I'm in the clinic now, Sir Dan, visiting my dermatologist. Oh, someone told me, speaking of derma, someone told me this, right? Let me set that aside. We're done with that. We're done with that subject. All right. I just wanted to share it with you. Now, derma. Someone told me, I don't know if this is true or not, and it's not Dan's medical show for sure, but someone came up to me and they were only giving me their opinion. I go, why are so many of our youth showing up with acne, with acne? And so when I started saying, I don't know, it probably has something to do with the food they're eating or their diet or something like that, they go, no. This is another one of those things, Dan, that you have to check out, they said. They said you check out to see what chemicals are in some of the household products that you're using. And I think that's just plain sound advice. And I said, well, what will you check out? They said that first thing first, the hand soap. I said, why? I go, because, there's just too much stuff in the hand soap. It's just not as wholesome and clean as it used to be in the olden days. Everybody cuts corners, puts chemicals in there. I go, for what chemical might you be referring? And they go, well, they put all kind of chemical in some soaps for whitening skin, and Filipinos are all about whitening the skin. I go, what? Yeah, and some of those chemicals have been known for clogging the pores. And so here's what happens. They run to the dermatologist, and they pay big money to go to the dermatologist, and then they find out that they issue them a prescription for what's it called, salicylic acid, right? Which is aspirin dissolved or something like that. I don't know what it is. Don't quote me on any of this stuff. I already ran the disclaimer. Lizabelle, Manolo, how are you today? Nice to see you. And then they give you, what's that peroxide stuff mixed with, is it called benzoyl peroxide? And they tell you to use that 3 times a day. Go to the dermatologist. They'll charge you what? They'll charge you 500 pesos for the consult. And then they'll say, let's see, Mike has something to say here. I use ivory soap too for everything. No bottle shampoo. I don't see any problem with it. I got ivory soap right here, right next to me, right here in the CR. Yes, we use ivory soap also. And I don't know if that's because of the commercials or whatnot. I really don't I have not looked on the box to see what's in there. But anyway, so someone told me that you have to kind of like discontinue certain chemicals for a period of time. That's what everything is in the world today. It's a chemical. Like discontinue use of this soap or this hand cream or this whitener or this bleach or that thing, until you discover which one of the household items are causing the derma, the problem areas. And you know what? I kind of go with it. I kind of go with it because it has worked for me. Nicole is here. So I'm just sharing these things with you, right? Okay, one more thing. I know I talked about this in a video. Let's set all this stuff as a baking soda's over here, sodium bicarbonate, over-the-counter pharmacy. Mike, made a couple of great comments in the chat. And Anime, thank you so much for pushing out those videos. I really appreciate it. There's nothing better for when you're on the road. When you're on the road, you need some tender, loving care, right? And so the tender, loving care comes in the form of baby wipes, right? These come in handy. See, has a cute baby on the cover. So these are very, very handy to keep in your purse and in your bag where you're carrying it around, so that in case you have an emergency of some type, you don't have to stress and worry and start asking people for assistance. Hey, do you have some baby wipes? Because you should keep these, right? These should be with you all the time. All right. But again, you want to get the ones that probably are all natural. They have aloe vera in them and all that other stuff, because you don't want harmful things entering your body. Jason is here. Denz Vega is here. Filipinos are becoming increasingly, oh boy, allergic to the sun because of skin whitening, which is also causing cancer issue. I'm not sure about that part, Mike, but I wouldn't doubt it. I don't doubt it that there's some association with that. That it's not as you have to read the labels, talk to your friends, and find out how to proceed. Talk to your doctor. Listen, not going to the doctor is a bad thing, really. Always check with your family physician before you start using any of this stuff, including any suggestion that I might make about using this over this. You got to make sure you don't have any allergies to this stuff, right? Even this stuff, you may have known allergic reactions to this stuff, right? And so you have to carefully read the labels. That's why I carry one of these things around, right? All right. Listen, we got to draw. We got 20 million people in the house. That's a good number. And so we're going to do the random number generator right now. We're going to give away 200 pesos. But here's the thing. Let's go over the rules for this again. We're 44 minutes already into the live. No. Time flies when you're having fun, right, Tox? Time flies when you're having fun. Oh, wait. Oh, Tox, don't go anywhere, right? Because I'm going to show you a video. I'm going to show you a video in a moment you might be interested in, right? You probably already know this is happening, but Mike is saying, watch the Philippine news story about the rise in cancer issues with the use of skin whitening products from China. Okay, so go and check that out. Go and check those informations out. Don't take the word. Do your own research. Talk to your doctor. And my doctor's kind of funny. He'll say, Dad, here's his quote. My doctor's famous quote. Talk about my Filipino doctor, right? Very nice man, very intelligent. He says to me, Dan, that's barbershop talk. Why are you listening to the experts in the barbershop as opposed to listening to me? He starts laughing. Okay, doctor, I'll make I'll make note of that. Barbershops are for haircuts. They're not talking about. People tend to go there and they talk. People tend to go there, right? Talks to the barbershop and they start talking about all kind of things. Especially if you go Especially if you go to one where the expats visit the barber. And next thing you know, you got to hear about everybody's medical stuff, right? Oh my gosh. You get to hear about everybody complaining about their back, about their cramp here and a cramp there. And here I am, right? I said I would never do this when I got older, and here I am doing it. All right, 200 pesos. Here are the rules. The rules are you can only win once, and you only get one guess per person. No ninjas. No ninjas. And it has to be, you start guessing in between my comments. So I'm going to put start in the chat. And then I'll be putting stop. And then how it appears to you on your screen, if it's in between start and stop, you chose the number that came up on the random number generator, then I send you pesos 200. Simple as that. But you only get one guess per person. When you win, you're out of the next round. When we go again, you have to give other people a chance to win. But don't use ninjas because someone knows you and they're going to send me a note saying, "Oh, so and so used their ninja, Dan," and it wouldn't be fair. So don't do that because I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't want to have to call you on it. I'm a really easygoing guy when it comes to stuff like this. I don't want to call you on it. I don't like accusations, you know. I don't like people accusing people. So and so cheated. I said, but you know, it's all a matter of one guess, one person. That's how we're going to do this. So surely you can stick to that rule, right? Don't call me Shirley. And Talk says, okay, Sir Dance, thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. I want everybody to win. Of course I do. All right, so the random number generator is set up. So it's gonna pick, when I push generate, it's gonna pick a number of between 1 and 50, right? And so far I haven't seen it pick 1 or 50, but it could. The number could actually be 1 in 50. And then Jaylyn, when I put start, when you see the start show up in the chat next to our name and our pictures, you know, the one where I'm wearing the funny hat, and man, Minnie's standing next to me looking all pretty, well, then that's when you start guessing. And then when I put stop, then I'm going to put, when you see stop, that means that, you know, the valid guesses are in between those 2 points, the start and the stop. One guess per person or per channel, one guess per person, one guess, one only. So, all right. I hope we got it down now because I'm going to generate the number. And you have to send me, even if you think I have it, you must send me your GCash number if you're a winner. And don't make me chase you down. It's too much work for me. I'm the guy gifting the money. And so I shouldn't have to do any work except push this button right here. Because I'm the one giving the money away. All right, we're going to talk more about money in a minute. But right now we're going to do this for 200 pesos. Pesos 200. I'm generating the number now. I hope you guys got the rules straight. I have the number. And I want you to start guessing. When you see the start in the chat, the number is between 1 and 50. Okay, I entered stop. All right, so there were a lot of guesses in there already. So now you guys are going to tell me who won. You guys are the ones that are responsible for doing it. And why do we do it that way? Because your view on your device that you're using is different because of the delay that's on my phone. And so I trust you guys. All right, here's the number, right? I hope you could see it. It is number 46. 46. Do we have a winner? Number 46. You guys have to tell me if we have a winner or not. Filipina Raquel is here at the dermatologist. Nanang Sexy is here. Dale is here. Ramses is here. Brother Ramses. No winner. Okay, winner, no winner. Okay, no winner on that one. Positively no winner. So we're going to do it again. I'm going to generate a number, and we'll just keep doing it until somebody wins. All right, I'm setting it up. All right. Oh, dang. I'm taking the glasses off so you don't see any reflection anywhere. I'm generating the number. Okay, I got a number. So start guessing when you see that start come up in the chat. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, stop. You won't believe this number. You might. The winner might believe this number. If we have a winner. Guess what it turned out to be this time? All right, 49. 49. All right, 49. Do we have a winner? Talks 49. Anime, somebody thinks. Me thinks not. 49, who would have selected that? 30 million people in the house. Filipina Raquel says, OMG. No winner. Oh, so it's going to be one of them evenings, is it? It's going to be one of them Friday nights. You know, I've got a man, Minnie and I, we have a date with friends at Mango down the block. All right. It's going to be one of them nights. All right, we will do it again until we have a winner. It's kind of fun. It is kind of fun. 30 million people are in the house. I have selected the number, or the computer has selected the number. Start guessing when you see the start in the chat. Do 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 do. Stop when you see stop. Do 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 do. All right, we're ready to. I hope we got a winner this time. I don't know because I didn't see it go. You know, I have lousy eyesight. I keep telling you guys this. I wouldn't have seen it. I can't. It goes by too fast, right? All right. The lucky number is 4. 4. 4. Do we have a winner at 4? Talks anime. Do we have a winner at 4? Yeah. I'm waiting. There's a delay here, so no winner. Oh my goodness gracious. Woohoo! No winner. I am loving this. I really do. I think this is great. Oh, we're in. Maybe I should play suspense music, you know? Oh my gosh. All right. So now we're going to generate another number. Okay, I have it. So when you see start appear, you can start guessing. Go. Do 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 do. Stop. When you see stop, stop. All right. The winning number is 30. 30. 30. Anybody? Anybody? I'm waiting for the delay. 28 million people. What? Letting me. Touchdown. Letting me. Huh? Letting me. Isn't this like the 3rd or 4th week in the row that you have won? Letting me. Holy smokes, are you not one of the luckiest people? Letty Me wins the 200 pesos. All right, we need some kind of, we need relief. We need relief. Congratulations, Letty Me. You know the rules, Letty Me. I probably have it, but don't think that I do, that I keep it around. So I want you to go send me a PM and send me that Gcash number, and I will send this money out as soon as the stream is over. All right, so now let's see. I wanted to share something with you. I wanted to share. Oh, so like I said, I've been thinking about talks, because I've been thinking about Hershey's Kisses and chocolate. So here's what happened. So we go into we were meeting with Mertz and her family the other day, and we go into SM. We get there a little bit early. We get there, we go into the supermarket, SM supermarket, and I already know that, the Hershey's Kisses that are on the shelf, they're from Malaysia, and it's a different kind of taste than what they sell in the US. Most of you know this. And so the flavor of chocolate is different if the Hershey's Kisses are coming out of Malaysia as opposed to Hershey, Pennsylvania. And so anyway, I started thinking about talks. I go over and I make sure, maybe there's a fluke, and they're U.S. made Hershey Kisses. If they were, I was going to buy them, and I was going to send them off the talks, right? But no, I'm not lucky, and that means talks isn't lucky. She'll have to wait until we make a trip to the USA, and like I said, who knows when that's going to be, right? And they're Malaysian, but it's the display that caught my attention, and so I want you to see this video as we were walking through I believe it was the SM supermarket in Seaside. I'm going to play a very, very short 1-minute video, and it caught me by surprise that they had so much chocolate in here. Let me see if I'm able to do it. Pardon my finger. Pardon my finger. Yeah, this one. Let me see if I load up the video. I'm not sure I can do this because I'm low tech Dan. I'm brand new at this. All right, so take a look at this. I hope this works.
Wow, look at this. SM has chocolate everywhere. They have a whole chocolate store here. Whoa, I want all this chocolate. Whoa, look at this. Candy everywhere. Whoa. I want all this candy. Barbie popping candy is here. Oh, my goodness gracious. What do I do? What do I do? Hershey's Kisses are here. Whoa. Snacks. White almond chocolate. Girl fantasy. Woo, what's that all about? Ooh. Wow, look at this. SM has chocolate.
And so I'm like, whoa, I want to take home all this chocolate. Can you blame me? Can you blame me for wanting to take home all this chocolate? I mean, so Daisy Lynn is here. Hi, Daisy Lynn. How are you? And so it's amazing that they're learning how to merchandise as effectively and as impactfully as they are now here in the Philippines. It totally, completely amazes me. Things are changing so fast in the Philippines. This is proof to my point that I keep telling people that it's becoming just like the West. For folks, we have Haagen-Dazs here. We have Ben & Jerry's ice cream. We've got anything that you want is here in the Philippines as long as you're willing to pay for it. It is not inexpensive. I didn't say anything about it being cheap. I mean, that would be a plus, but it isn't cheap in the United States either, right? It is not. It's very, very expensive. And so, but it surprised me that that was available. We were so surprised. It's amazing. I just want to grab all the chocolate, Hershey bars, Reese's peanut butter cups, take them all home. Take it all home. But I held back. I held myself back from doing it. But after Minnie and I, we walked in that section. It's like a little candy store, all set up, right? Aram is here. How are you? It's like a little candy store is the way they've set it up, right? Very, very excellent merchandising. And so they're learning how to do this, and so the ice cream would be the other example. We went into the store, they had Ben and Jerry's ice cream, they had Haagen-Dazs, they had you come up with the brand they had it there, Daisyland, all these American brands. And I believe I did a video where I showed you an American display that they put on there that had Jiffy Pop popcorn, microwavable popcorn, and they also had other American brands of stuff on there on display, and they put the American flag up over it to attract the attention of the foreigners. There's a lot of foreign money coming into the Philippines right now, a lot of American dollars. Oh, let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's talk about what's going on with the rate. The rate is coming down, and the reason why the dollar to peso rate is adjusting downward, or I guess it would be, getting stronger if you're on the Filipino side of the equation, and the dollar becoming weaker if you're on our side, right? And the reason is because the Central Bank of the Philippines intervened, and they said, no, we can't allow this to go above 59 or 60. We have to cut it off. And so in order to do that, they sold some dollar reserves off. That means they had to sell some of their reserves. Now, this is not a bad thing because they had plenty of US dollars in reserve. And so it brought the rate down quite a bit. It was the right thing to do, in my opinion, in order to get control of it. And so it's come down a lot. I mean, a lot on the buy rate. Talk says, Ate Minnie Snow, hello, Po. What do you know? So they have control of it. That's what's going on. The dollar's weakening. The Philippine Central Bank sold off a whole bunch of dollars on the open market. And the reason why that's okay to do is because of this. I did a video one time and talked about how the Philippines is not considered to be a debtor nation. And so I just want to briefly go over that again. The reason is simply because as long as you have enough in reserves to pay your foreign debt, if one cancels out the other, then that means that you are not a debtor nation. And so it basically zeroes out. And so they had enough dollars in reserve that they could spare, where they were keeping enough in reserve to pay out their national debt should there be an emergency. Yeah. Are you following what I'm saying? All right, so that's why you're in good shape that way. But they couldn't continue to allow those increases in prices to affect, the cost of goods at the supermarket. That's what they're worried about. People are struggling. The economy is doing good here in the Philippines, but any couple of percentage of movement to the increase is going to be a bad thing for the Philippine economy, because people will have to forego the buying of rice, and other things. They would have to pardon the pun, shelve that idea until they had a more favorable price on the rice. And so, I started thinking about that today when I saw a young lady who was coming out of the market and she was carrying 1 kilo of rice. And I know that this is fairly typical in the Philippines. They don't often go out and buy a whole sack of rice or half a sack at one time. That is the ideal way to do it. But mostly they're going on a daily basis, they're saying, oh, 1 kilo of rice might cover my family for 2 days, or something like that. And they buy it they buy it 1 kilo at a time. A lot of people do. And so I started thinking about that. Started thinking about how difficult that must be at times. All right. I was going to talk about something else, but forget that. Forget that. It's time to come up with another winner. 15 million people in the house, and I have generated another number for winner number 2. And when you see me hit that start button in the chat, that's when you start guessing. So start guessing when you see start. Only one guess per person, and go. Here it comes. Dan and Minnie's Journey, giving away 200 pesos. Starting now. Put your guesses in, and then stop guessing when you see the stop. It's coming up now. All right. And here's the winning number. The winning number, and again, it's based on what you see in your screen between start and stop, not what I see. Okay, winning number is 24. The winning number is 24, and you have to tell me if somebody won. Did somebody win? Because I wasn't looking at the guesses. I'll wait a couple seconds for the delay, and then you tell me if somebody won. The first person to enter the number is going to be the winner, and the name that's coming up is Moelma. Congratulations. So you guys, it's going to be the first person that enters it, and everybody's telling me that was Moelma. Congratulations. Moelma, please send me your GCash number so I make sure that I can send that off to the right place and right away, right after the chat. And there's 24 million people that have hung around. And so we're going to be doing the final one here coming up. All right, so let's see. What else is going on? All right, so we're going to be leaving pretty soon for Manila. We're going to Manila to hang with the fellas. We have friends there. Yeah, yes, we do. I see the light going like this, dimming, and then because the cup's in the way of the light. All right, so now we're going to be drawing the last and final winner soon enough. But Minnie and I, we have our tickets already from Wow Travel. Wow, and that we got over there at Ayala. Yes, I have one or two friends over there, or else they tell me they're friends. But it could be they just want, they just want our money. But it's okay. It's okay. Oh, we're going to be talking about that. That's what it was. The money. All right, let's go over the money. Before we, let's see. As an American, Mike says, do you think things will change after the election? It depends. Depends, Mike. I wanted to remind you guys of something, right? So I got an email from YouTube. The email says you met the threshold, right? You know how they send those things out, right? You met the threshold. Expect the transfer of the money. Congratulations, blah, blah, blah. Expect the transfer of money on this date. Well, I don't know how this thing works. I haven't made money on YouTube. Remember, we just recently monetized, right? I don't know how this works. I just know they have all my banking information and stuff, and I'm thinking that they just direct deposit the money less the taxes into your bank account, right? I'm talking about other people moving to another country. Is that what you're saying? Moving to another? Yeah. Well, people there already is a lot. There already are a lot of people moving from the United States and moving abroad because they have no choice. They can't afford to live in the United States anymore, and so they're moving away. And so I don't see that changing in the future, no matter how the election turns out. People are going to move. We're becoming a global. The borders are starting to disappear. People are telling us they want us coming there, and so we're going there. Philippines is one of the places. But however, the Philippines is number 5 on the most recent list of countries that I saw that are the cheapest places to live. I'm not sure that was the only criteria, right? Yeah, I'd be running to Canada. I definitely would be. Canada's a nice place to go to. So would Mexico be a good place to go to? But the number 1 country that expats from the West are seeking out is Vietnam. So that's many people are moving to Vietnam, and they're setting up shop. A lot of people complain about the language, saying how difficult it is to assimilate because of language. But what they end up doing is they end up setting up English-speaking communities, and that's how they get by. People ending up servicing those communities speak English, and plus these little electronic translators work great. When in languages that you may not understand or you're learning how to speak, right? So, yeah, a lot of people say that, of course, they're moving, and they're not saying that. They're just blowing off the election. They're moving away. The election has nothing. Politics has very little to do with it. They're looking at the affordability factor. They can't afford to live anymore. What I worry about the most, though, about Westerners moving to different countries is that they drive up the cost of goods and services. Right? They're going to drive it up for the people that are born and raised there. But that could also have a cascading effect that can go either to the good or to the bad. In other words, that it has this domino effect, and you don't know if the dominoes are going to fall your direction or not, meaning that wages could actually rise. They actually could force the rising of wages, because otherwise people are going to become unsettled. So, but Vietnam doesn't want American living there, just want short stay. Yeah, and I view Thailand. Listen, a lot of people get upset when I start talking about Thailand. I don't know about Vietnam. My focus has been on Thailand lately. And you know what's going on in Thailand, Mike, as far as the tax issue goes. A lot of people think that they don't have to file tax returns in Thailand. But that simply is not the case. I mean, it isn't the case under this new law that went into effect in January. Whether you owe tax or not, a tax resident of Thailand has to file a tax return, and they will decide if you owe them any money based on that return. And so here's what's happening, right, about Thailand. I don't know anything about what's going on in Vietnam, Mike, but let's talk about Thailand for a moment. Thailand has added a couple more questions to its visa application, the retirement visa application. And I think Trix is here. Hi, Trix. Daisy Lynn in the house. Yenarine hanging in there. We're going to pull one more 200 peso winner in a moment, Trix. All right, and that's this. Right, a lot of people are going to have a rude awakening when they have to go and they have to renew their visa, their retirement visa, because guess what the questions were that they added? Bank account. Where do you bank? What's your account number? And that's all they ask. They don't ask you how much money is in it. Nope. So what do you think is going on? What do you think is going on? Why would they have that? Why would they add that to the visa application? Because it's leaning towards that's going to be a requirement. That's going to be a requirement that they provide that banking information so they can track down that money, right? They track down that money to see if you're repatriating money from the West. And if you're repatriating money from the West, you have to report that to the Thai government. And it doesn't matter if you're married to a Thai citizen or not. That's any expat who's repatriating money. It's just simple to understand. And so check this out. I'm not going to go on and on and on about this, right? But the whole thing is that could this happen in the Philippines? And the answer is yes. It most certainly could at one point. But what about the tax treaty? Listen, everybody is going to a progressive tax. The Philippines is out there all alone. Almost all alone. They're going to a progressive tax. And what a progressive tax is, just like the United States. If you repatriate money and the tax rate exceeds that, if your money, if you exceed the income level and the tax structure, like for example, that an average Filipino makes $350, makes let's say 4,000 to 6,000 per year, and that puts them in the 15% tax bracket. Well, they're going to use that same formula in order to tax the repatriated money. And so, in other words, there won't be an exception, And so can it happen in the Philippines, a progressive tax? Of course it can. Of course it can. But it'll be based on how much money you bring into the country. And in the case of Thailand, they're counting the pensions as, there's a difference in the US, between earned income and unearned income. And so most people are living on unearned income pensions, right? And so they have to work all that out. But right now they're considering repatriated money as being, how they determine whether you have to pay tax or not. So if you paid a 30% tax rate in the United States and the amount of money you repatriated when you file your Thailand tax return keeps you in the same tax bracket, well, then you wouldn't owe any additional tax. But of course, your income is always going to be greater than than the average Thai person's income, which would make me think that yes, of course you're going to be responsible for paying taxes. You're probably going to end up in a higher tax bracket because your income is higher. So that's about all I know about that. I don't know what else to say about it. But here there are a whole bunch of exemptions. The Philippines is very generous as far as exemptions. As far as that you don't have to file tax up to a certain income limit and all. It gets complicated, right? But of course it could happen here. I'm expecting it to happen here someday. And then you're gonna have to figure out what to do with your money. Not necessarily where to live, because every country is going to be the same. They're all going to move towards a progressive tax system. My income is tax free. It's amazing. Yes. So certain incomes are going to be tax free, but if you were to try to move, if you were from the United States under our system, you were getting disability payments, and you hadn't done your 10 qualifying quarters, your Social Security disability, it stops here in the Philippines after 30 days. If you don't return back to the United States in 30 days, you're going to lose your payment. You have to reapply for disability all over again. It gets complicated, and so, but if you have the 10 years, if you have the 40 qualifying quarters and you're on disability, then it's no problem because you've done your time. That's how they evaluate it. See, what they're worried about is they want you to be in the country when they call you for a medical evaluation on your disability. And so I don't know how it works in Canada, but that's the way it works in the United States. All right, let's go. Enough of this. We're going on, enough of this talk. Enough of this silly nonsense. Let's go ahead and let's get our final winner in. All right, so it's Friday night in the Philippines. We got things to do, places to go, other YouTube channels to visit. Dan's hanging us up with nonsense again that has nothing to do with this. Well, actually, it has a lot to do with you, but I don't need to go into those details today. All right, so I'm generating the number. This is for the last opportunity to win 200 pesos. Oh, wait, time out. I didn't get my other thought done, right? The other thought. Here, let me explain something, right? I started talking about that money that's coming, that we earn from YouTube. I have made a commitment on this channel, and I have said that if the money ends up in my bank account, it ends up in your purse or wallet. I mean that. I mean that with all my heart. I have no plans whatsoever of keeping any money that's earned on YouTube, because it's an opportunity for you to put that money in your purse or your wallet. So we have incoming because you were so nice, and others like made super chat contributions, like Filipino Raquel. We truly appreciate, and others. You guys stepped up to the plate and put us over the top. Now, you people that are watching those videos, you better know that if you continue to watch the ads on those videos, if the next AdSense month that we become eligible for money, if it's 200 American dollars or 10,000 pesos, there will be 10,000 pesos in your pocket. Are you guys getting this? 10 opportunities to win 1,000 pesos. But when we get this $100, when it ends up in my bank account, I had promised you, and I'm following through with this promise, we will give it away the next live stream, that scheduled live stream. We will give away 5 winners, 1,000 pesos. Now, if you watch those ad content, if you continue watching the content and driving the numbers up, and we end up getting 10,000 pesos in AdSense money next month, 10,000 is coming to you in 1,000 peso increments. It's your show. No matter what Dan says, or whether you like him or hate him, if you love money in your pocket, then you'll watch the ads, because I'm giving you the money. And so you'll see it. You'll start getting the hang of this. The first 5,000 pesos I give away to 5 people, I don't know when it's going to hit my bank. You're going to be the first to know. And then once we get this cycle going, once we start getting regular payments every month, it comes back to you into your pocket. And so don't give up. Don't give up on watching the ads or driving up these numbers. It's for your benefit. That's how we do it. It's for your benefit. You're going to gain more confidence in doing that, and more willingness to do it once you start getting some money in your pocket. I know other people have tried this. I don't know if it's worked or not. I haven't been paying attention. Other people have tried this, doing this. I don't know how it's worked out. I really don't. I haven't been paying attention. But I'm making it work. I'm telling you. In the meantime, when we have these live streams every Friday night here in the Philippines, and Thursdays wherever you are, then we're going to be giving away this 600 pesos, as long as I can continue to afford to do it, right? Until we get that first 5,000 peso check in the bank. And then the first thing I'm doing is sharing it with you. 1,000 winners. Now we're getting serious. Now I know other people are doing it. I've seen some big I've seen people give away tons of money that are living in the States working hard, and I really admire and I appreciate them and love them for what they're doing. But we're doing it too. Buffering, 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 buffering. Dan, Friday morning here in the USA. Okay, Friday morning. All right. Happy Friday, everybody. All right, now let's generate this last number. I'm hitting the button here. Oh, wait, I gotta set my thing up here. My words. Let me generate this number. The Google random number generator is now generating a number between 1 and 50. You only get one guess. Don't use ninja channels. Know the rules. All right, here we go. Between 1 and 50. I have the number, and you may start guessing now. Boy, you guys really want this money here. I can see that. I hope you win. I really do. Somebody's going to win. All right, now I've entered the stop guessing inside, and I do believe I've seen this number go by. I do believe. All right, the winning number and the last one for the evening, and so now here's everybody's going to run off. An hour, 27 minutes, and 35 seconds into the live stream is number 20. Number 20. And I'm going to wait here a second or two for you guys to sort out who won. Because I did see a 20 go by. And let's see who won. I did see, oh, Larry Lee is saying Menge. Menge, congratulations. Menge is today's winner. Congratulations. I believe that is, I believe it's been a while since you won, right, Menge? It's been a while since you won money. Everybody, listen, let's get out of here and have a nice Friday. No matter where you are in the world, I wish you well. Thanks for coming to Dan's live stream. And remember, every dollar earned here on this channel goes into your pocket. Daisy Lynn Castro, Tricks, have a nice evening, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye, everybody.